Join us. Circle the globe. The planet is your hunting paradise. And one man will show you the world as you've never seen it before. Danger won't stop him. Nature won't break him or prevent him from doing the impossible. Hunting the earth with bow and arrow. Be there to share this adventure. The ultimate journey for the ultimate shot.
The autumn in Hungary holds unique opportunities for hunting and is characterized by quick changes in atmospheric conditions. In this episode of The Ultimate Shot, we will show you how we managed to shoot several gigantic wild boar. And after that, we will make you witnesses of the high-speed battues held traditionally by hunters in Bulgaria. Our wild boar hunt began swimmingly. The big raindrops fell incessantly from the sky, and soon we were all soaked to the skin. With the end of the rain, the first game appeared. The big wild boar, attracted by the wild apples fallen on the ground and the scattered corn, quickly felt our presence and ran away. After that, a young fallow deer timidly showed its head out of the woods. Surprised by the unusual noise made by Tony's camera, the fallow deer quickly slipped back into the woods and disappeared. We decided to leave the ambush for later on and took to the nearest hide built in the woods. Bond, our hunting guide, examined carefully the game paths. Soon a wild boar jumped from its bed and went out of the interwoven bush. It stood at such a distance among the thick tree trunks that it made the shot impossible. We left the hide and moved cautiously into the woods. We did not wait for long. Our attention was attracted by the characteristic sounds of many wild boar approaching. We were not lucky. The boars smelled us, bolted, scattered, and ran away among the thick brush. The weather had improved, and the bright rays of the sun warmed up our bodies, still frozen from the morning rain. We decided to try out our luck again in the open and returned to the hide. Soon the sun sunk below the horizon and painted the treetops in gold. Without its warmth, we quickly felt that nightfall was approaching. It was good that the choppy wind that spoiled the hunting for the whole day had now stopped. The weather was absolutely calm, and in the silence that fell, emphasized by the sound of many crickets, we heard the boars at a distance coming towards us. Well covered by the branches piled in front of us, our eyes were focused on the boars which were appearing from just about everywhere.
This is the arrow, just picked it up from the wild boar, and the luminox still on, and you can see the massive bleeding.
The bright, a luminous trail made by the luminoc created a spectacular illusion in the fading light. You could see unmistakably the place of the hit. The arrow entered the furry body and flew through and out of it without any problem. We left the pursuit of the wounded animal for the following day. History has proven that it is very dangerous to track a ferocious boar in the dark.
We're hunting red stags here this morning, and a beautiful morning in Hungary. Last night, we got a great shot at a big wild boar. We got to go find him later this morning, so stay tuned in our quest for the ultimate shot. As a bow hunter, you'd just be crazy to go in to this stuff in the dark. Oh, is he huge? My God, I mean, they're just enormous. Now, if that hit you,
My God.
if that hit you,
Thank you very much. A great trophy. My first big wild boar. Very first, and it's a monster. How much does he weigh? 150 kilos, maybe?
Over 180 maybe,
180 kilos?
minimum.
Our happy hosts decided to organize a little surprise for us to celebrate the successful hunt. Comfortably settled in the traditional country cart, we headed for the hotel. Surprisingly, we found there some radiant young people dressed in traditional Hungarian costumes. They had come especially to show their hospitality and popularize the unique Hungarian folklore and folk dances through our production of The Ultimate Shot. With the sound of the flute in the background, Bond told us some interesting tales and legends that old Hungarians tell their grandchildren. The colorful stories about mythical creatures such as mermaids and dragons living in the Middle Earth were a wonderful complement to the celebratory atmosphere. Listening to the sounds of the music, we enjoyed sparkling red wine, which had matured in the deep local cellars. After we recovered and got recharged with energy, we were ready to go for an evening hunt for mouflon and wild boar from an ambush spot that Bond had picked. At the end of the following day, while we checked the hide that we left the previous night, we were surprised by the presence of a huge animal. At first, we mistook it for a bear, because this boar was so big when it suddenly appeared from among the trees.
right in range, but there weren't any big males. And then we decided, well, we'll just wait and see. Maybe some big boars will come in right at dark or just after dark. And sure enough, 3 boars came in, 1 behind us and 2 in front of us, and there was lots of commotion out further out. But these were the 2 kings, and they were fighting all the time over the corn. And this one here was putting a run on the other one a lot, and Bondi kept saying, "It's the one on the left, it's the one on the left," and knew we'd hit him, and since it went through the shoulder, the arrow stayed in him. And I mean, they're an enormous animal. They're 150 to 200 kilos, which is 300 to 400 pounds. And so he didn't go far, at a great blood trail, and we got a great trophy.
Huge monster. You saw him? Come here and shoot again. Come nearly.
Hit that tree.
My God.
Well, we thought our hunting day was over, and you never know. We came by the blind where we sat 2 nights ago for wild boar and got a great one on video just before dark. It's not, the sun isn't even down, and we're driving back and drove by the blind, and all of a sudden here's this gigantic wild boar had been feeding on the leftovers from last night and the fruit and vegetables that are out here. And we quickly bailed out of the truck, and I had very little time to get ready or anything, but I did draw on him, and just as I drew, he turned. I shot him a little bit angling away, but that arrow buried right in his chest, the front of his chest, and you know, he's only gone 20 yards, and we were able to finish him off here, but he's just enormous. He's really old, gigantic boar. They said 350 kilos, which is 700 pounds. I mean, he's just bigger than most bears we get, certainly most grizzlies we get. So he's just a gigantic pig, and people say they haven't seen one like this. I mean, he's just unbelievable. So, how do we get him out of here? You pull him with the truck?
Thank you very much. That's an absolute monster.
Mr. Piggy.
With a unified team effort, we managed to pull the giant beast out of the bush. We took some pictures of this unusually big animal,
I saw one.
mammoth and king of the forest. This was a worthy ending for this segment of The Ultimate Shot.
Thank you very much. Again, we just keep doing this, but thank you very much. We had an unbelievable hunt here. It's just a surprise around every corner.
Stay with us to see how Bulgarian hunters cope with the fast-running boars during the traditional battues while hunting with dogs in Bulgaria's forests. Here among the beech trees of Stara Planina, scores of hunters from all over the world come to take part in the dramatic and emotional wild boar hunting. Early in the morning, the impatient hunters are ready to try their skills on the packs of wild boars speeding by. Every hunter is instructed and taken to a place suitable for shooting. After all the hunters are taken to their positions, the virtual battue begins. A group of 10 or more chasers with some well-trained dogs go into the bush. They move and make a sweep in the direction of the hunters, making as much noise as possible. The dog's barking, which is coming closer and closer, always shows the direction from which the boars will come. Sometimes the dog follows a young boar so close that it is literally on its heels. In such cases, it is impossible to shoot because of the danger of injuring the dog. The search for the wounded animal starts only after the end of the battue is declared by the hunt master. Usually at the beginning of the battue, the boars move in big groups, and a really good shot has the opportunity to make a triple. Of course, if the group is allowed to come close enough, the chances of success are increased. During the battue, the hunters can see all kinds of game. The animals, scared by the dogs, run without examining the terrain in front of them. If the hunter is well covered, he can see many species of deer passing by at a close distance. Of course, there is a danger that apart from these peaceful animals, the dogs might chase a bear. Meeting a brown bear in the woods, face to face, is not one of those things that a hunter would wish to have happen to him. Another danger during the battues is the chase of a wounded animal by a lone hunter with no dogs. Usually the wounded wild boars hide in the thickly interwoven branches and bush. Quietly they wait, hidden and covered by the leaves among the thorny bush, and with an unexpected attack, they bring down the hunter or even a lone dog, ripping at sinew and muscle and arteries with their sharp tusks.
Гърми го, ела до мене. Глиган хубав. Ей, откъсна ми ушите. Браво. Вече ми напълни ушите. Браво, брата. Още жив, бе.
In this case, the hunter was lucky that the animal was very severely wounded. During every season, several hunters suffer severe injuries in similar situations. With the dogs, the situation is even worse. There is at least one wounded dog in every battue, and many kill dogs in every season. Maybe it's exactly this danger and the high adrenaline rush that make many hunters prefer this kind of hunting. Usually the boars choose their well-beaten paths to escape from the dogs that chase them, and quite often the hunters shoot several boars in the same battue from the same stand at a mere 20 to 30 meters. The nice weather and the good visibility in the open timber give a chance to good hunters to put their skills to test. For such distant shots at the fast-moving boars, you need a good rifle and a shooter that is more than good. In the following minutes, you will be witnesses to the hunting baptism of the new hunter to the group. As always, luck is on the newbie side, and almost all the boars pass through the ambush spot.
Really? Тука.
Surprised by the mass invasion of wild boars, the young hunter managed to shoot only one. In the next battue, he is at a lucky position again.
Давай следващото, дай. Да? Спокойно. Още веднъж.
In the search for the ultimate shot, our team goes around the whole globe, from the North Pole to the African jungle, examining the hunting traditions of the different countries and its people. We will make you witnesses to the variety of animal species and the national hunting traditions of the countries we visit. With this, we finish this episode of The Ultimate Shot, leaving our Bulgarian friends to savor the emotions and enjoy the trophies from their wild boar hunts. In the next episode of The Ultimate Shot, we shall take you to the savannas of Benin in West Africa. We will hunt antelope in the dried, brittle, and sunburned African brush. We will track down harnessed bushbuck in the thick and only jungle vegetation of the region that crowds and encroaches the generally intermittent water channel. You will learn how extremely high temperatures can affect weapons created with composite materials not native to that environment. We will crawl on the stark plains, blackened by the sun and void of any precipitation, to track down the shy antelope, and you will witness yet another world record with bow and arrow. Share with us this hard and emotional quest as we stretch the limit to deliver the ultimate shot.
Be there for the next ultimate shot.